Salutations, my rafflers and rafflies of Scrap TF, and welcome to day 22 of our Scrap to Happiness project. Today, my topic with you guys is that I'd like to talk to you guys about balancing optimism and pessimism in your life. For those who are unaware, optimism is looking at the positive sides, and pessimism is looking at the negative sides. Now, it's important to actually have both. While looking at things positively is certainly a good way to view life, if you don't look at the negative aspects of life, you will put yourself in unnecessary danger. People who focus purely on optimism are not aware of consequences, dangers, or general, things they should be cautious about. And they throw that to the wind thinking that everything will go okay, everything will go as planned, which that isn't realistic in life. Which you have to have a little bit of realism into, or else you kind of lose your sanity, which is not a good thing. But you can't also be too pessimistic. You can't think that everything will go wrong, that whatever it is you're doing will simply go down south, and nothing will ever happen the way that you planned it to be. That's simply not true. You have to be able to look at things positively. So where do we hit the balance of pessimism and optimism? Whenever I'm planning out for something and I'm planning to do something, I look at what I want to achieve. That's my positive. I look at all the steps that I need to get to that. That is also my positive. And I take a step back, if I have the time, I take a step back and I see what are the potential consequences, or what are some potential things that could go wrong? To put this in a real-life example, there was at one point when my car battery was not working, and the decision was, well, I could not show up for work today and leave my job a little bit in jeopardy, or I could run all the way up to work, which is about an hour and a half run, which that's quite the distance. It's not far by car travel, but it's pretty far by foot. And I thought, well, no matter what I'm going to do, I'm going to be late for work. I've called ahead and I said that my car battery is not working. So they know that, if I can't get there, I simply cannot get there. That's something unavoidable. But I thought to myself, my consequences are, if I don't go into work, that my job will probably be in jeopardy, and I'll have another problem instead of a car battery. I could run all the way to work. I would be an hour late, or I'd be an hour or so late, and I would have no transportation to get back. However, they would appreciate my ability to still be able to come in, and they would, respect me a little bit more at my work. Suffice to say, I took the second option and decided that I would indeed run to work. I live in Texas. It's very hot here. So I realized, number one, I would need a change of clothes because I figured I would probably get too sweaty by the time I got in there. Number two is that I would need some water. And number three, that I would need to have my phone with me and, my wallet. I had to plan a route that I knew by foot would be a lot safer than by the road. These are, balancing your optimisms and pessimisms. Optimistically, I would get into work about an hour and a half late, assuming everything on the road went fine, and just in case anything happened, I would have my phone, water, and a change of clothes on me, just in case anything would go wrong. Thankfully, in that situation, I managed to get all the way to work within an hour and a half's time, and nothing went wrong. Thankfully. Now, that's not to say that every situation will work out perfectly like that, because what if it had started to rain during that, or I got stranded, or I sprained my foot and I was stuck, there, or I broke my leg somehow, or hit by a car that wasn't paying attention, which, that actually almost happened now that I realize it. You have to be careful. I suppose what my main point is today is that it is important to have something that you want to go for, and it's important to have goals and your steps, and to feel enthused about doing whatever it is you want to do. But you have to be mindful that things will not always go your way, and you need to be able to look at things critically for yourself so that you can avoid potential mishaps, or at least be prepared if they happen. Don't be too overly optimistic and think everything will go your way. That's a tad foolish, but don't be so pessimistic as to think that whatever you do will go completely south and nothing great will happen. That's false. You can make things happen. You just need to be cautious, careful. And if you plan everything out and you use your pessimism wisely, then, hey. And you'll feel better. By the way, you'll feel better if something goes wrong and you realize that you had at least prepared for this in some sense. Yes, if it happens, it sucks, but at least you'll be able to say, you know what, I figured this might happen, I have something to plan against it, or I know how to completely avoid this mess now that it's coming up. It's totally fine. That's using pessimism wisely. Not when something goes wrong, you say, well, that's the end of it, see you, so long, well, goodbye, whatever. No, that's not what you do. It's not what you do. So, thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to talk to me, please add me on Steam in the description below. I keep looking down like there's a description beneath me. There's not. I'm not just a floating head, I swear. There's a body right there. I swear. If you'd like to join the Space Barbers, we're doing another activity on, I think, this Friday. I'm not very sure if I'm going to be able to make it for that, but I will do my best. I think it's like Operation NG Death Fort, where they're going to try and have one team build like the most engineered sentry nest that you've ever seen, and another team has to try and take over it. I think that'd be hilarious as an official game mode, but we'll try and make it work. I can't make any promises that I can make it for that, but I will do my best. And of course, I will see you guys in the next video. Hey.